Good morning, everyone. Yes, students, today we will discuss election of president, how the president is elected, what is the manner for electing president. Now, you should not write anything. You should not look into any book or any paper also. I will make you people to understand this thoroughly. The concept will be born in your mind, then it will be very easy for you to write any question, to give answer to any question with regard to manners. Now, first of all, briefly, I will throw some light over the position of the president. Now, the president in India, he is the first citizen. Now, our preamble itself says that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a republic. Now, in preamble, republic mean our head of the state should be elected. Now, this president, our president of India, is duly elected, but there is no direct election by the people. He is elected indirectly. Now, let me state some article also. Now, Article 52 says that there shall be a president of India. Then Article 53 makes it clear that all executive powers will be vested in the president and he will exercise all executive powers, maybe directly, maybe through his subordinates. But in fact, virtually, it is the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister who is exercising all executive powers through the president. It means all actions or proposals or all suggestions are made by the Council of Ministers and it is submitted to the president. And as per the provisions of our constitution, the president is bound to put his signatures on whatever has been submitted to it by the Council of Ministers. No doubt, he can return the same for reconsultation. Now, his position, according to the Constitution, is supreme. He is also supreme commander of all the armed forces, defense forces. Now, his position is, that is why we call he is the first citizen of India. Now, the question is how he is elected. Now, there is electoral college consisting of elected members of all the state legislative assemblies. We are having 30 state legislative assemblies, 28 states plus 2 union territories. Now, all the members, now it is elected member. You have to keep in mind that only elected members will participate. No nominated member will participate because there are various persons who are nominated by the president, even by the governor also in some states. Then elected members of the parliament. Now, these two institutions are made as electoral college, are known as electoral college. It means now there are all elected MPs and all elected MLAs will participate. And the general public will not participate. But entire population of India is represented through these persons. How? Now that is very important. Today we are going to discuss that what is the manner. Now we are, first of all, what we are to do, we are to calculate the population of a state. Now that population of state will be divided by the MLAs. Then what is the answer? Then we are to make multiples of 1000 in order to shorten the calculation. Otherwise, calculation will be very large. We will take the multiples of 1000. Now it means one MLA, he can have 100 votes, 50 votes, 200 votes, 130 votes, like that. Now we will calculate that. I will discuss with you one example so that you may understand that what is the proper procedure. Because questions may be asked out of this process. I have seen that in IAS, in PCS executive also, PCS judicial also, many questions have been asked about the election of manner of the election. When we calculate the vote of one MLA, then we see what are the votes of all the MLAs throughout the country. Now, all the votes of MLAs will be divided by the MPs. Whatever answer will be, that will be votes of one MP. Now we will discuss in this case. Firstly, let me take the case of, now in Punjab, we are having 117 MLAs. Now suppose the population, we have calculated the population, that this is the population. We will divide the population by 117. Now let us discuss in a very easy manner. Suppose there in one state, there are 100 MLAs and the population is 1 crore. Then how we will calculate? I have brought it on the board. Suppose 1 crore is the population, 100 are the MLA, then what will be our answer? It will be 1 lakh. Now, if we start calculating 1 lakh into multiplying, it will be in large numbers. That is why we have made multiples of 1000 by dividing it by 1000, and it will be 100. It means each MLA will be having 100 votes. Whenever he will cast vote will be 1. Vote will be there will be only 1 vote. And he will cast his vote, but its value will be 100 votes. It will carry 100 votes. Then let us see, sometime it may be that the population, let us see, now here we have calculated that 100 votes will be given to 1 MLA. Sometimes suppose population is 1 crore 49,900, and then we have divided by 100. Answer is this one. Then we have made multiples of 1000. Then answer has come 100.499. Now it is less than half. When it is less than half, it is ignored. Now we will ignore that. Now let us see if here the population is 1 crore 50,000. Now we will divide it by the MLAs. How many MLAs are there? 100. And the answer will be 1,05,000. Now we will again make multiples of 1000 by dividing by 1000. Then the answer will be 100.500. Now 500, it is half or more. It will be equivalent to 1. Now here it means each MLA will be having 101 votes. Now this is how we are to calculate the votes of one MLA. Now we have calculated that this is the vote of one MLA. Then we will calculate the votes of entire all MLAs throughout the country. Now let us see if we calculate that to make it very easy. For example, we have calculated all the votes. It is 50,000. We are supposing in order to understand that all MLAs will cast total votes 50,000. Now we will divide that by MPs who are elected. We have to note this thing. Here also, we have to give votes only to elected MLAs. Now here also we will give votes to elected MPs because there are 12 in Rajya Sabha which are nominated MPs. They will not participate. Even 2 are Anglo-Indian in Lok Sabha. They will also not participate. Now here we are also supposing that we have counted that these are the present elected MPs. 750, we will divide it. Now it comes to 66.66. Now more than half is counted, is rounded off to another one. Now here we will say that each MP will get 67 votes. The value of one vote of an MP will be 67. Now let us see the other position. Suppose we have calculated all the votes which have been given to MPs. Now it comes 75,375. Now we will divide by the same all the MPs. Now when we have divided, the answer has come 100.375. Now 375 is half, less than half. Half or less than half is ignored. Now with this, you have come to know that how many votes are cast by an MLA. You have also come to know that how many votes are cast by an MP. Now let us see the shape of ballot paper. That what is the ballot paper, so that you may know that how one MLA or MP is given ballot paper. Bring the ballot paper on, right? Yes. Now this is the ballot paper. Now in the ballot paper, it will be a single vote. You may not write anything because I will dictate that later on. Understand that. I hope all of you are properly understanding. Now this is the ballot paper. On the ballot paper, let us see there are 5 persons who are contesting election of president. Now they are contesting election of president. A, B, C, D, E. 5 are the candidates. And this is the ballot paper. We will write here names of all the candidates. Then we will write at the top first preference, second preference, third preference, fourth preference. Because if some MLA or MP, he wants that this person should be elected according to him. But he is also of the opinion that in case he is not elected, then his second preference is this person. Now, if he is also not elected, then his third preference will be this person. Now he will, suppose X has gone, X is an MP, he has gone to cast vote. Now what he will do, he will put here indication that his first preference is C. According to him, C is capable to become president. Simultaneously, now it is his choice He may not mention other options. First preference. Once first preference has been written, then the vote will be valid one. Suppose he has not written any preference, that will be invalid vote. It will not be counted. Now suppose here he has given second preference to B, third preference to A, the fourth preference to E. Now you please understand this properly, because the coming discussion will concentrate over this process, over this ballot paper. Now this is the ballot for casting it into in some polling booth by MPs or MLAs. I hope all of you have understood that these are the preferences and these are the names. Now 5 persons are contesting the elections. Now let us see what is the position. Page 1. Now suppose these are the 5 persons contesting, which are persons A, B, C, D. Where is E? Yeah, put it. Yes, A, B, C, D, E. Bring it serial wise. Don't do that. Now here 5 persons are contesting election. A, B, C, D, E. We are supposing, in order to make you people understand, we are supposing that total number of votes of MPs and MLAs were 75,000. Total votes of MPs and MLAs when they were taken from the box, election box, and we have counted 75,000. Then we have divided according to their first preference, that what was their first preference. Because just like X, he has put first preference against C. Like that, all MPs or MLAs, they have put their preferences on the ballot. Now we have divided that A got 23,000 vote on the basis of first preference, right? And B got 15,000 on the basis of first preference. We have to keep in mind that we are calculating on the basis of first preference, because we have not seen what is the second preference. Somebody may not have given second preference, or all the votes may not be bearing second. But we have to see simultaneously here, for electing president, there must be a minimum quota. What will be the minimum quota? We will say half of this plus 1. Half of this plus 1 should be the minimum quota. Let me here write 75,000. It will be divided into 2 plus 1. Let us see. It will be, am I right? 37,501. It is the minimum quota. Now we have to see whether any person A, B, C, D has got this minimum quota. If somebody has got that, he will stand selected. He will stand elected as president. But here nobody has got, because minimum quota is 37,501 and nobody has got. Then we are to eliminate one person who has got least votes, or who is having lowest numbers of votes. Now let us see who is having least votes. Now we will see that E has got only 5,000. We will eliminate that. Now this question can be asked from you, that what is the elimination in a process of manners of election? Now here, when he will be eliminated, because he has got least, now E is eliminated from the contest having obtained least votes. Now his votes are transferred to A, B, C, D on the basis of second preference shown in the vote. Now this is the process of single transferable vote. Vote is one and it carries value of 75, value of 100, value of 200. And now we will transfer it. Now we are having how we are to elect. The president is elected according to the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. Now vote is one, but it is transferable. Let us see how we will transfer these votes. 500. Now we will see that here voters, MLA or MPs, they have given the second preference. Now we will give up the idea of first preference. We will come to the second preference. Now when we have divided all these 5 votes and second preference has been found, then let us see what is the position. Now these 5,000 votes were bifurcated. We have given 1,000 to A, 600 to B, 3,000 to C, 400 to D on the basis of second preference. Now we have written is 5,000 votes having second preference. Now firstly, this is the result on the basis of first preference. Now we are coming on the basis of second preference. Now by adding these, let us see what is the result. Now A has got 24,000, B has got 15,600, C had got 25,000, D has got 10,400. Now we should not differ with the total because total votes will remain as it is. Now let us see whether any person has obtained the minimum quota. Answer again will be that nobody is eligible because nobody has obtained this minimum quota. Then again we are to see that who is the person who is to be eliminated. Who is the person here who has got less? What is it? Is this person. It is the D. D, now D will be eliminated now. We will see that how his votes will be calculated. Now let us come to second page. Oh, yes, students, now let us see. Now this was the position we have taken his all the votes. He was having 10,000 votes, right? His original first. It means these 10,000s were polled to him on the basis of first preference. Now we will see the second preference. I've written on the board, D is 10,000 votes having second preference. Now, according to the second preference, 4,000 gone to A, 2,500 gone to B, 3,500 gone to C. It means 10,000 we have divided. Now here, D got 400 votes from E also. Because at that time, we had seen the first preference. Now let us see these 400 votes already received from E. having a third preference. Now we have seen the third preference. We have divided it and 400 here votes are given like this. Now let us see what is the total. Now A has got 28,200. Now B has got 18,000. Whether any person has got the minimum quota, answer will be again that no. But we are to continue this procedure of eliminating the persons who is having least votes. Now let us see here. This is the position, but we are not able to elect anybody. Let us see the next position. Yes. Now, in this case, we will eliminate which person we have eliminated? B, because he has got least. Others are having sufficient numbers to contest, to compete. Now B is eliminated from the contest, having obtained least votes. Now we are to his 5,000 votes are transferred to A and C. Now we are having only two persons. Now B's original 15,000 votes are transferred to A and C on the basis of second preference. Earlier we had seen only first preference. Now we are looking into second. Now it means every ballot paper is having various preferences. Now we have to divide step by step. We have to see. Now here B's original 15,000 votes are transferred to A and C on the basis of second preference. And 600 votes he had received from E are also given to A and C on the basis of third preference. Now here 2,500 votes received by B from D are transferred to A and C on the basis of their third preference. Because we have already exhausted that. Then 50 votes received by B from D, who received the same from E, are further distributed among A and C on the basis of their fourth preference. Because these ballot papers are having different preferences. Then we have come to the result, that this is the result, that E has got 37,220. Now this C has got 37,580. Now it means minimum quota has been obtained by C. In other words, we can say that C will stand elected. I hope all of you are understanding. No doubt this is slightly complicated, but if you go step by step, because first of all, we are to see the first preference, and we are to divide that among all the candidates. Now, if somebody has been eliminated, then we are to see second preference. Now, if that vote again we are to calculate, we are to see third preference, like that. Now, in this case, let me state something more here, that sometime it may happen that a candidate has not shown his second preference or third preference. Once he has not given, now that vote is considered as exhausted, because it cannot be further distributed. It is having no preference. Now this column has been made exhausted. How many votes has been exhausted? Now here 200 votes were exhausted, which could not be further transferred due to the reason because there was no further preference given on that ballot paper. Now let us see, suppose if this is the position, it is all right. But sometime situation may arise that nobody gets the minimum quota. Now let us presume, let us come to next. Let us presume this situation that total votes were this here, exhausted were 5,800. Now, when these votes were exhausted and A got 35,000. Now we are presuming it. We are presuming in order to make you people understand that how we are to calculate it. Now this A has got 35,005, C has got. Now this person A has got more than this person. Therefore, he will be elected, even though he has not attained a minimum quota. Because when two persons are there, we have to see that who got more. Now he has got more, therefore he will stand elected. Yes, student, now this is the procedure. This is the process. In other words, through this process, yes, Nisha, you are not to look into any paper, otherwise you will not be able to understand. Your concept will not be clear. You can see at home. Once I have given direction, follow the direction. Only then you will be able to understand. You cannot bifurcate your mind to your book also and to me also. Then you will not be able to understand. Now, in other words, we can say that election of the president is conducted according to the system of proportionate representation. Proportional representation of all the states, particularly entire population, because we have kept before us the number of the persons, the number of people of one state. It means all the states have been proportionately represented. Consequently, we can say all the people of India have been represented here. And this is the way how we are to elect our president. Now, in the election, we have discussed that only and only elected MPs and elected MLAs, they will be member of the electoral college, nobody else. Now, these are the person, this is the process, how we can elect one president. Now, the question arises, why we should not elect the president directly by the people? Because otherwise that will be the presidential form of government, just like in America. Now in America, the election of president is direct by the people, because that is different form of government. Because we have adopted our constitution, we have resolved to constitute India into a republic. Now that too, these articles, Article 55 makes it very clear that this will be the manner to elect a president, and that will be indirect election. Now, I hope all of you have properly understood.